The Beast Incarnate just stormed Raw, and WWE's power structure is about to explode. A leadership war is brewing, chaos is erupting, and what Brock just challenged will shake WWE to its core. You do not want to miss this. What's up, Suplex Rumble family? I'm your name, and welcome to the most explosive breakdown you'll see today. If you missed Monday Night Raw, you missed absolute pandemonium. Brock Lesnar, the man who needs no introduction, the beast who terrorizes anyone in his path, just made a return that has the entire WWE universe buzzing. But this isn't just another comeback. This is personal. This is political. This is a full-scale leadership war. Before we dive into this absolute chaos, smash the like button like Brock smashes opponents. Subscribe and ring that notification bell because things are about to get nuclear in WWE, and you need to be here for every second of it. Let me break down exactly what happened, why it matters, and what this means for the immediate future of Monday Night Raw. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why the entire wrestling world is talking about this moment. Okay, let's set the stage here because context is everything. For weeks now, we've been watching a power struggle brew behind the scenes on Raw. You've got WWE management making decisions. You've got authority figures flexing their influence. You've got superstars positioning themselves not just for championships, but for control. This isn't just about who holds the belt, this is about who runs the show, who books the matches, who decides who gets opportunities and who gets buried. It's a tale as old as wrestling itself, the battle between talent and management, between performers and power brokers. Now, throughout WWE's history, we've seen these power struggles create legendary moments. We've seen superstars rise up against corrupt authority. We've seen factions form to combat injustice. We've seen the entire landscape of wrestling change when someone says enough is enough. Recent weeks have shown cracks in WWE's leadership structure, controversial decisions, questionable match outcomes, superstars being held back while others get pushed, favoritism accusations, backstage politics spilling into on-screen storylines. The locker room was already a powder keg. Everyone could feel something brewing. Superstars were cutting promos questioning management decisions, tag teams were protesting booking choices, singles competitors were demanding better opportunities. And then, Monday Night Raw happened, and Brock Lesnar walked through that curtain with vengeance in his eyes. Let me paint you a picture of this moment, because it was electric. The show is rolling along, matches are happening, commentary is discussing the night's card, and then that music hits. You know exactly what music I'm talking about. The entire arena erupts. Brock Lesnar storms down that ramp with Paul Heyman by his side, and the look on his face says everything. This isn't a happy return. This isn't a celebration. This is a man on a mission. The Beast is wearing his fight gear. He's laser focused. Paul Heyman has a microphone and the devilish grin that tells you something absolutely insane is about to happen. The crowd is losing their minds. They hit the ring, and Paul Heyman, the advocate, the special counsel, the wise man, takes center stage. And he delivers a promo that immediately shifts the entire trajectory of Monday Night Raw. Heyman talks about injustice. He talks about politics. He talks about how the current leadership of WWE has forgotten what made this company great: dominance. He says that management has become soft, making decisions based on popularity contests and social media trends instead of rewarding the best, the strongest, the most dangerous competitors. And then Heyman drops the bomb: Brock Lesnar isn't just back to compete. He's back to challenge the entire power structure of WWE. He's back to wage war against leadership that's forgotten what it means to be ruled by the Beast. The crowd is deafening. Some are cheering because Brock is back. Some are booing because they know chaos follows this man wherever he goes. But everyone is on their feet because you can feel that something monumental just shifted. Now here's where things get absolutely fascinating from a storytelling perspective. Brock doesn't just challenge a person, he challenges the system. Paul Heyman, speaking on behalf of his Beast, makes it crystal clear: Brock Lesnar wants control. He wants a seat at the leadership table. He wants decision-making power over who gets opportunities on Raw. Think about the implications here. Brock Lesnar, a man who's held multiple world championships, a man who conquered the Undertaker's streak, a man who's literally the most feared competitor in WWE history. He's not content just being the top superstar anymore. He wants to be the authority. This is brilliant storytelling because it flips traditional wrestling narratives on their head. Usually, we see authority figures as the villains and wrestlers as the rebels fighting against them. But what happens when the most dominant force in wrestling becomes the authority? Imagine Brock Lesnar with the power to book his own matches, to choose his own opponents, to decide who gets title shots and who gets squashed, to reward his allies and punish his enemies. It's terrifying for the entire Raw roster. But here's the kicker: current WWE leadership doesn't just roll over. Officials storm out, and a confrontation erupts right there in the ring. Words are exchanged, accusations fly, The tension is palpable. Brock stands there, arms crossed, that knowing smirk on his face, because he knows his presence alone has thrown everything into chaos. Paul Heyman is in full advocate mode, dismantling every counterargument, building the case for why Brock deserves this power. And then the challenge is made official. A leadership match is announced for the coming weeks, where Brock will face a representative of current management in a bout that will determine the power structure of Monday Night Raw moving forward. Now, as you can imagine, the entire Raw roster has opinions about this development. Throughout the rest of the show, we see backstage segments with superstars weighing in. Some are terrified at the prospect of Brock having authority. Champions are worried they'll be forced to defend titles against him on his terms. Mid-carders are concerned they'll never get opportunities if the Beast controls the show. But here's what's really interesting: some superstars are actually supporting Brock's challenge. There are wrestlers who feel overlooked by current management, who believe they'd get better opportunities in a merit-based, strength-first system that Brock would implement. This is creating divisions in the locker room. Alliances are forming. You've got the establishment defenders who want to maintain the current structure. You've got the Brock loyalists who believe in his vision. And you've got opportunists who are trying to play both sides. We're seeing tag teams split over this issue. Factions forming around this central conflict. It's not just Brock versus management anymore, it's becoming an entire roster war. From a creative standpoint, this storyline has legs. It can involve the entire Raw brand. Everyone has a stake in who controls the show. Every match, every segment, every promo can tie back to this central conflict. This is the kind of overarching narrative that can carry programming for months. Plus, think about the dream matches this sets up. If Brock gets management power, who challenges him for it? Who's brave enough to stand up to the Beast? Who believes they can take control away from the most dominant force in WWE? The possibilities are endless. So where does this go from here? Let me give you my predictions and what I think we're going to see unfold. Prediction 1: this leadership match won't be a traditional wrestling match. We're talking a high-stakes, stipulation-heavy bout with actual consequences. Maybe a career versus authority match. Maybe a loser leaves Raw scenario. Whatever it is, it needs to feel monumental. Prediction 2: we're going to see a coalition form to oppose Brock. Current management will recruit top stars to represent them, maybe former champions, maybe locker room leaders. This becomes a battle between Brock's Raw dominance and the collective strength of the roster. Prediction 3: Paul Heyman's role becomes crucial. His political maneuvering, his ability to recruit allies for Brock, his promos building the Beast's case that's going to be must-see television. Heyman is the perfect mouthpiece for this storyline. Here's my bold prediction: I think we're going to see surprise returns as part of this war. Legends coming back to either support or oppose Brock's power grab. Maybe former authority figures getting involved. Maybe rivals from Brock's past trying to prevent his ascension. And ultimately, I think Brock wins this leadership war, at least temporarily, because the storytelling potential of Beast-controlled Raw is too good to pass up. Imagine the chaos, the unpredictability, the absolute carnage. But winning the war might not mean Brock keeps control forever. The best part about this storyline is that its cyclical power can change hands, rebellions can form, and the battle for control can continue indefinitely. Suplex Rumble family, we are witnessing the beginning of something special. A leadership war on Raw with Brock Lesnar at the center is exactly the kind of unpredictable, larger-than-life storytelling that makes wrestling incredible. This is going to dominate conversations for weeks or even months to come. Every Raw is going to be must-watch television because you never know when the next explosive development will happen. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now. Do you support Brock's leadership challenge, or are you team management? Who should represent WWE against Brock in the leadership match? What superstars will align with the Beast? Hit that like button if you're hyped for this storyline. Subscribe to Suplex Rumble for breakdown videos after every Raw as this war unfolds. And share this video with every wrestling fan who needs to understand why Monday nights just became unmissable. The Beast is back, the war has begun, and WWE will never be the same. I'm your name, this is Suplex Rumble, and I'll see you in the next breakdown. Stay hyped, wrestling family.